Hi guys, in this show we're looking at Bergen, Grace, Colin, Lemme, Heffernan, Chandrasekhar, Soter and Cox. On this show we'll be hitting the road with 2001's Super Troopers.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I am all that is man.
And I am his partner in crime, Boss Hog. Oh, and sorry, totally different program stroke film.
Yeah, Jay Chandrasekhar directed that fucking awful movie with Sean William Scott and Johnny Vegas. Not Johnny Vegas. That'd be very fucking different. Johnny Vegas in the fucking
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he directed that.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
That was the first fact because I didn't know that.
All right. Okay. Fucking hell. Right. We're the podcast that tries to learn 100 things from every film we're talking about. This week, John, we've already started with one. What film are we talking about?
A classic 2001 Super Troopers. What a film.
Oh, so funny.
Good
and Rachel
choice.
said to me partway through, she went, "Is it as funny as you remember?" And I went, "Yeah, absolutely." Like, right. I bet you're glad you're not watching this again. Well, put it on again now. I'll watch it again now. It's fucking brilliant.
I think it's funnier.
It's just as funny now. Now I'm an adult. Well, I was an adult then, but now I've got a serious job. Adult.
yeah. But I don't know, but yeah. I loved it. I thought it was just hilarious.
2001. It was a good year, John. Some great things happened in 2001.
It was a good year.
It was a very good. Nothing terrible happened in 2001
oh God,
in the world stages. No. Nothing at all.
But if you want to find out what films were in 2001, listen to our Training Day episode.
That's right. Yeah. Do you know? I seem to remember. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I seem to remember that when the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers came out, there was a massive internet backlash that they shouldn't be allowed to call it that because of the Twin Towers.
Oh God!
And I'm pretty sure I didn't imagine that. Listeners, help me out on that one. That 9/11 was terrible. 9/11 was awful, and there's nothing good came of 9/11. Very fucking on the nose at the time.
Yeah. And they cut the scenes with Spider-Man, didn't they? There's apparently
Webb in the thing. Yeah, I think you can see kind of early that on YouTube somewhere. I've never looked it up. I've never looked for that, and I really should because I do love Spider-Man.
I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to do
it. Big fan of the Spider-Mans myself.
Oh,
huge fan of all the Spider-Mans.
Everybody.
Although I haven't seen all these Spider-Mans in this new Spider-Mans yet.
Oh, it's available for digital download.
Oh, is it really? Right,
yeah.
Okay. So I will have a look and see if the credit card will allow me to the podcast credit card will allow me to do that.
Even
if the one in the name Mr. P. Bay.
Even if not, the internet shall provide.
The internet shall provide. Shall we get started with Super Troopers?
Let's do it.
Now we've fucked everybody off with a 9/11 reference at the top of the show.
Right off the bat. Jesus.
So we start off at Vermont, which is near the border, it tells us, right? Vermont is the Green Mountain State, John. It's the second least populated state after Wyoming.
Ooh.
Famous people from there, Rudy Vallee, who was a saxophonist, it's easy for me to say, so a couple of cans, and a 30s singer. Latter-day Saint and Golden Plate wanker Brigham Young.
Right.
They were both from there. And my hero, the senator of Vermont, is Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie Sanders, and I would love to have Bernie Sanders run for MP in this country. It'd be fucking brilliant. Yeah, I'm once again asking for facts on a US state. My Bernie Sanders could do with some work, but it's certainly no worse than my Boris Johnson.
Certainly not.
Sadly, he's a lot better than the actual Boris Johnson.
A couple of more facts about Vermont, if you want any.
Mate, always. Fact me up.
It is also known for being the home of more than 100 19th century covered wooden bridges and a major producer of maple syrup.
All right, okay. We'll come to maple syrup shortly. those covered bridges always make me think of one thing. Well, maybe two
Beetlejuice.
things, but maybe Beetlejuice. Mainly Beetlejuice. Yeah, I am perpetually frightened of dying on a covered bridge with a dog.
Yeah.
Fucking dogs that are blame, man. That's why I'm a cat man. But literally a cat man.
As soon as I seen that fact, I thought Wooden Bridge. It's got to be Beetlejuice.
It's got to be Beetlejuice. Yeah. These three stoners, right? And I fucking hate these three. Well, no, I hate two of these three guys. The characters.
The blonde one and the brunette one in the front.
The blonde one's a prick, right? Yeah, and the other guy in the front is a prick as well. The guy at the back, the actor Jeffrey Arand,
Yes.
right? You've seen him in stuff. He's in that Devil film where they're in a lift. You know that M. Night Shyamalan film?
Shyamalan.
Yeah, Shyamalanga Ding Dong. He's in that one. Sorry, M. Night. I love your stuff. And I won't
he's a prick in it as well, isn't he? He's an absolute prick.
He is a prick in that, but he's not a prick in this.
Yeah.
What I will tell you about Jeffrey Arand that was brought to my attention by our dear friend of the podcast, Deadbeat Punk from What the Fuck Do You Want? Terrible impression, sorry, mate. Was that he was married to Christina Hendricks, you know, her of Mad Men and the chebs and the red hair and the tiny waist. I mean, there's hope for us all.
I know, she is.
There is hope for all of us, mate.
Else.
Maybe not Punk, but there's hope for the rest of us.
He's doomed.
Get well soon, brother. We're honestly worried about you. Get well soon. All right, reach out. Reach out about not Christina Hendricks, you fucking pervert.
Oh, man.
Unless you got nudes, hit us up.
Yeah, there's hope for us all if somebody can land.
Correct, absolutely. These guys are fucking arseholes, by the way. So they get pulled over by a state trooper, and as they're getting pulled over, they make Jeffrey Armand's character eat a full bag of weed and a bag of shrooms.
Oh God, yeah.
And he's absolutely, he's really kind of struggling with this. Now, if you eat weed, it won't get you high in the state it's in. You need THC, Jesus, which is delta-9 tetrahydrocannabidiol. Fucking hell. Did I stutter?
Yeah.
It's not present in marijuana and only occurs as the result of the chemical process of decarboxylation. Fucking hell, I'm too tired for this, man. I've been away all week. Which you can get, example, by burning it. Okay. A mushroom overdose won't kill you. Huzzah! It's great news. Symptoms of an overdose: anxiety, panic attacks, vomiting, diarrhea, agitation, and psychosis. So that explains. I must have been ODing on mushrooms for the past 20 years. Add a bad back, and it's a full house, mate.
You've had it all.
Yeah.
The only thing I've got about shrooms is basically, and this is pure memory. If I remember right, shroom season's around about September. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, my old man said follow the van and don't dilly dally getting shrooms. No, my old dad used to know exactly what mushrooms you can pick, what mushrooms you can't pick. Brilliant at it, absolutely fantastic at doing that, and he was very, very good at foraging. Hospitalization rates are 5 times lower than ecstasy, LSD, and cocaine on mushrooms.
Cocaine.
She don't like hydrocannabinol.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, as the movie starts, by the way, I always miss a bloody credit card, don't I? Fox Searchlight Pictures, former 20th Century Fox distribution arm, has had 5 Best Picture wins, right? 12 Years a Slave, seen it, never going to watch it again. Great movie. Slumdog Millionaire, which is really sweet and probably got its problems, but I really liked it. Birdman, massively up its own arse and not as smart as it thinks it is, although it is quite good. The Shape of Water, Sally Hawkins getting fish fingered. And No Man's Land, which I'm still to get round to. Acquired by Disney 2019 and has grossed more than $5.3 billion worldwide.
That'll do.
That will do.
For
the mouse. The mouse loves it, doesn't it? The mouse will get its fucking gloved hands on everything.
It's global domination, isn't it? Okay. It really is. They're buying everything.
When are they going to buy this podcast? You know what? I'm going to tell them to fuck off. See if they offer us 100,000 for this podcast. But that'll fuck off because we're not in it for the money, man.
Please just say to them, no, I would not go with such a Mickey Mouse outfit.
Oh, Jesus. I'm glad you're here for the jokes. Feel free to start whenever you want, mate.
Just before we get into this, they get pulled over for the marijuana, but marijuana is legal in Vermont. It's
all right. It wouldn't have been at the time, of course.
Yeah, well, not at the time, yeah, but it is now.
Yeah.
So,
they don't get pulled over for the marijuana. They get pulled over for littering and smoking the reefer. Yeah. Anyway, it's really weird because he throws the weed bag out the window.
Yeah.
And the trooper speeds past them. And they're laughing. The blonde guy's, oh, you must have been like $130 worth of weed. I'm going to need that $130. Fuck's sake. And then from behind them, this other trooper approaches the car out of nowhere. Do you know how fast you were going? 65. 63. What's the speed limit, John?
65.
65. Add it to the list. We're going over the border.
But that's on highways and interstates. The urban highway speed limit in Vermont is 55.
Oh, smashing. Okay. Good stuff. We're going over the border for Canadian food. We're going for some French fries and gravy. French fries and gravy is technically a little bit more than that is poutine, which is French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
Love it.
It's from Quebec and became popular in the 1950s. The word poutine comes from Quebec slang for mess, which it just kind of look like a mess. Chips, cheese, and gravy, John? Question mark.
Yeah, I've had that before and I enjoy it. Yeah,
I've had poutine and it's okay. Chips, like shitty fucking Galloway fucking gold cheese that you get at fucking Glasgow Chippies, man. No, you're all right. No, you're fine.
Luminous yellow.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Help me, Jesus.
Just before we get off any facts, so Vermont has 8,000 miles of unpaved roads. There are 3 major interstates. One is the I-93. Like, this doesn't sound right to me. One is the I-93, which is apparently 11.10 miles long. Mm-hmm. The I-189, which is only 1.4 miles. And the I-289, which is 15.10 miles.
Okay. Well, they're maybe just if they're intersection roads or they're trunk roads, you know, that kind of shite. So, but America, man, what are you going to do? Exactly. Highway Patrol are road cops. Every state has their own. Highway Patrol was 1955 to 1959 TV show, 154 episodes, and starred Oscar winner Broderick Crawford as your main man, Dan Matthews.
The main man, Dan.
The main man, Dan. Correct. Remember this film we were talking about? The trooper leaves and comes back. License and registration goes through the same thing. Pulled you over for, and this is a littering and. It's brilliant. He's got the bag. The speeding car absolutely fucking belts by, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what were they calling it as well?
The car, they called it a Minter car.
Yeah, so in America, the MX-5 is called the Minter.
That's absolutely right, yeah. Made in Japan from 1989 to the present day. They're still making it.
Yeah.
Didn't I fucking go, eh?
It was like a bat out of hell.
It was. Absolutely it was. Anyway, there's this guy in it. So they take chase and put the boys in the back of the car. There's this other car taking chase as well. This car 91, this Foster, this ginger guy. And he's out fishing, isn't he? This guy he's got this dummy in there. Did you catch any speeders? They chase the perp into this bar. He pulls up at this bar. They chase him into the bar, and he's there stood at the bar, and he takes his wig off, and it's Mac, who's another trooper. Yeah. And it's the whole point is they have to pay him because they didn't catch him. Which is brilliant, you know. So it's a really stupid kind of
waste of resources.
No, it's a terrible waste of resources. Yeah, you can understand why Brian Cox is so upset later on.
God, yeah.
Outside, the boys are in the car. Your man Jeffrey Armand in the back is going, licking the thing, going, the snozberries taste like snozberries.
That was so funny.
Which I was into. Do you know what a snozberry is, John?
It's for Willy Wonka.
It is. It's a made-up fruit.
Mhm.
It's a direct quote when he's talking about the lickable wallpaper.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's a great little line. Did you read much Dahl as a kid, John?
Yeah, James and Giant Peach was one
Yeah.
on the syllabus for primary school, so I
All
remember.
right. Yeah. Same for us. Yeah. Same for us. Did you read much to the girls when they were growing up? That kind of thing.
No,
It's not really something you really read to girls, is it?
to be
More
fair,
boys.
at that point they were all being made for film, so they'd pretty much
All
watched
right.
all that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, of course, yeah. Sweet. So they were just reading Sweet Valley High. That's fine. But you
Yeah.
enjoyed reading that to them. I understand. Well, look, I hope you have read plenty of it, John, because I got a little quiz for you.
No, is this a Dal? A Dal related?
John, the quiz is called Is it Dal or is it Dal? Right? So
Right.
you need to tell us if it's roll or the Indian food. Now, this I haven't thought this out very well for the listeners because you're just going to say Dal and you could probably get it. How about you, listeners? I'm fucking confused and I wrote it. Right. Number one, is this roll dal or is it dal curry? Let's say, right? Okay. Even though I know dal. Number one, mushed goose livers in donuts.
Dal.
Give us something. I mean, you could get the point, but give us something.
Rod Dal.
Rod dal.
Rod.
Rod. Rod
Rod?
dal. Yeah. Yes, it is Roald Dahl. It's what Farmer Bunce eats in the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yep.
My least favourite of the Roald Dahl adaptations, except for that new fucking The Witches, that needs to get in the fucking bin.
Yeah,
no, Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's good for what it is, but it's not the Roald Dahl adaptation at all. It's it's so far away. Pemmican soup. Pemmican. Pemmican soup.
Rod Dal.
Roald Dahl.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually real Dahl, but with a twist. It's something that Roald Dahl and the men that he did an expedition across Canada ate. It consists of dried meat, fat, and berries, and it gave them the protein they needed to keep doing the job. Wow. I assume it made them shit through the eye of a needle as well, as one would expect. Number 3, John, maggot cheese.
Oh, Rod Dahl.
No, real Dahl. It's an Italian speciality, and it's illegal in the UK. Gonna get myself some of that when I'm in Italy. Come on. Right. And finally, hairy, scary beard cakes.
Rod Dahl.
Correct. What the Mr. Twit eats, or as he's known in our house, me. Congratulations, John. You got 2 out of 4.
No, I'm happy with that.
And as Meatloaf didn't sing, that's not bad. As Meatloaf didn't sing, well, it's all right, it's Boston, that. I don't know why it's from Birmingham. I'll just come back from Birmingham. Matt comes out and jumps in the car. He's basically you hear these gunshots, don't you?
Yeah.
The thing, and they think he shot these cops. He jumps in, he's like, "Do you boys like Mexico?" I love this bit of music, by the way. It's fantastic. It's absolutely superb. And drives off, and there's the title: Super Troopers. We've been doing this for 20 minutes.
Jesus.
They're in the diner. Thorne and Rookie are chugging maple syrup.
Oh, God.
I mean, it was fucking rank, this. Absolutely disgusting.
Apparently, it was really done. So the wide shots were used with thick iced tea. Mm-hmm. But when it got close, it didn't look like it, so they had to actually do it with real syrup.
I mean, that's a bit racist. I don't think Ice-T looks anything like this guy that plays Ramathorn at all. It's me, Ice-T. I'm in this film and you didn't even know. Jesus. Any excuse to a fucking Ice-T, a really bad Ice-T impression. Yes, I also had that, mate. Good work. They get into this scrap with the town police.
Yeah.
So the way this works is your town has police and your highways have police. So your highway patrol are exactly as we say. They're the road cops, as mentioned before. Did you see who the boss of the chief of the town police was, by the way? It's Daniel von Bargen, the older guy.
He was. I'm sure he was in. Was he no in? Oh God.
He was Nix.
Silence of the Lambs.
Well, no, that's not what I had him in. He was Nix in that terrible, and I think you quite like this. I think you've seen it before me. That Clive Barker's Lords of Illusion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we've talked about Clive Barker's Lords of Illusion
Mhm.
off the podcast before. But yeah, he's the bad guy in that. But he's in a lot of stuff. He's in a lot of
Yeah,
things. And I like him.
yeah.
R.I.P. that guy. They're stopped by their chief.
Oh, well,
Who's,
there's a link right away. So
go on.
if he's in Silence of the Lambs, bloody Brian Cox is Hannibal Lecter.
He is, absolutely. And here he comes. O'Hanlon himself. Podcast daddy, Brian Cox. Now, I'm going to put it out there. He is probably one of my favourite actors of all time, right?
Oh, really?
He is definitely the best striker that there's ever been. And it's not up against much, though, is he?
Nah, no, really, no. But no, he's right up there, isn't he?
I like him in absolutely everything. I really, really do.
Mm.
Brian Cox, of course, proper actor and a good Scot, John. Dundee born.
Robert Dundee.
Yeah, you've pointed out he was the first ever Hannibal Lecter in film, in Manhunter, and I would argue better. I think he's creepier.
Yeah.
Than
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, I think so. And do you know about the Brian Cox theory?
No.
Is that the one about space?
No, I know that. You dick.
I'm everywhere talking about space. Shut up, Sarah Lancaster with a beard, with a wig. Sarah Lancashire with a wig. If you play a role after him, you're likely to win an Oscar. So, Lecter in 86 and Hopkins wins in 92.
Right.
Churchill in 2007, and then later in 2007, your man Oldman played Churchill in that Darkest Hour film and won an Oscar.
Yeah. What?
We love him. Let's reach out. Let's get him on. And he doesn't mind taking the piss out of himself, as we learn here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As we learn here. I still haven't started his autobiography yet. I'm going to start his autobiography. I'm not writing it, listeners. That would be fucking weird. I'm ghostwriting his autobiography. Now tell me, Brian, just tell us about the first 30 years of your career treading the boards. Fucking Birmingham rep. I don't know. Maple syrup, John. It's basically the sap of maple trees. The sap contains starch, which is then turned into sugar. The tree is tapped. Me too. And the thin liquid is boiled to evaporate the water, which then leaves a thick syrup. It's tasty, but it's not something I'd have on my sausages.
I'd tap that. No. Sorry for sorry on pancakes.
Yeah, you're dipping your sausages in that syrup, homeboy. Yeah. Just tell your mother that I would like to have a glass of syrup as I do every morning with my breakfast. Anyway. This is where we find out things aren't going too well for these guys because they're basically not doing any fucking work. Yeah. Right? They're at the station. They're about to get closed down if they don't issue more tickets. Now, this character Father comes in, who even 20 years on, John, I fucking hate this character. In fact, I think I hate him more, right? Because you've worked with a father. You've worked with at least one father in your time. Yeah. I've worked with
he's good at it, though. He's really good at it because he winds me up every time I see his character. I'm like, you're a prick.
Father's crap at pranks. They're all really good at pranks, but he's not. So they send him to get the coffee, and he comes in with the coffee, and he's put like everyone's name on it. And he's gonna the rookie, and he passes him his coffee, and there's a bar of soap in it. He's like, "Oh, I got you good, rookie biatch."
But he wouldn't eat it.
There's a bit later on because O'Hanlon's talking and whoever and Mac's like, I'm not going to eat it. You eat it. Give me the goddamn soap and spits it out at Mac. It's some brilliant acting.
That's right. That had been shot a few times. Turns out that soap was chocolate.
Oh right, okay.
And Brian Cox has got diabetes.
Right,
so
okay.
They had to get low sugar ones. So I had to research it a couple of times.
Man, let's get him on the advert now that Wilfred Brimley's dead.
Oh, God, aye.
Yeah. I'm Brian Cox, and I've got diabetes. Why would he do it in that voice, though? He'd obviously do it in his beautiful Scottish drawl.
I am Morgan Freeman.
Father suspended. We don't know why just yet, but we're going to learn. They pull over this guy for speeding, and the game is, do you want to play the cat game? Now, I think about the cat game all the time. and I used to think about the cat game all the time, and I'd forgotten about it for a few years, but now I've been thinking about it all week, the cat game. So somebody else has a record. It's like 10. Right? And he's like, now listen here, meow. And the guy's like, I'm sorry. License registration, meow. Are you saying meow? Am I saying meow? Am I saying meow? Am I like a cat to you? Am I nimbly pimbly jumping from tree to tree? Do you see me eating mice, sir? Which I loved. And he gives him the ticket. Rookie's, he's fucking dying. He's doing like, you can see his fucking guts going, laughing. And then as he looks up, he's like waving his hands. He's only done 9. As he walks back, he just goes, meow. That cat movement. Oh, that got me so good.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
Father got suspended for something to do with a school bus full of kids. Is what the rookie knows. Anyway, Rookie's cleaning his car, isn't he? He's basically cleaning his car.
Yeah. And
he comes in and he says, can I tell you a story? In 1974, Charlie Rich was the best country musician. And in 1975, he had to hand that over to John Goddamn Sunshine on My Shoulders, Denver. Well, Rich lit the award on fire. You know what he did? He lit the award on fire. So what you're saying is you're going to set my country award on fire? This kind of happened. Charlie Rich, known as the Silver Fox, not to be confused with Ravanelli, who was also the Silver Fox, didn't burn the award, but he did burn the envelope with the winning artist.
Oh, right, okay.
The winning artist, of course, was La La Land. Moonlight. No, John Denver. John Denver, I've just written here, not a fucking gen, right? So, in a nutshell, listeners, shite music, Forrest Gump episode, meow, plane crashing. You got it, yeah? All right.
You got the band.
He did. Hello, baby. Jesus Christ. If you don't listen to every episode, none of this is going to make any sense. These are our in-jokes. They are nobody else's, but these are mine.
And we'll keep them.
We shall give your in-joke a name. He does like this this tape on fire, doesn't he? Because he's playing a tape. He lights his tape on fire. I hadn't seen a cassette tape in ages, and I was kind of, it's a little bit jarring. The cassette tape was developed by Philips, the Dutch company, from the Netherlands in 1963. 10 blank cassette tapes, John. You can buy in a shop named after a rainforest that is also desperate to destroy all the rainforests for $19.99.
Is Amazon?
That's exactly who it is. Exactly who it is. Don't shop there. Do not shop there, people. I cannot stress that enough. Fuck them. Right? There's a cigarette lighter in a car at some point. Does he take the cigarette lighter out and do it instead of the...
Oh, no, he lights it, but there's a member of the old cigarette lighter.
Yeah, cigarette lighters in cars, known as the Automobile Auxiliary Power Outlet, fucking catchy, was patented by Swiss inventor Friedrich Wilhelm Schindler in 1880. You have to purchase the lighting the fags bit separate these days. £5 from Alford's.
Right, yeah, because they don't come as standard, do they?
Yeah, I've got one in the car, but it's just used for plugging in the. I've got like a heated lunchbox. When I'm out and about. It's good. You want to get one of those, mate, for your new job? They're fucking magic. Plug it in, 15 minutes, and your dinner's all hot.
Nice.
Hot in the city tonight. Yeah.
Well, I'll look into one of those.
Yep, I'll hook a brother up with. I'll put you in touch with my hot. I would just say hot box guy. That's a very different thing. It's that's a weed related thing. There was a thing. Anyway, right, let's get on with this, meow. Thorne shouts for a 921, right? So they've had a 921. 1020. A 1092 dispatch code is a parking violation, suspect in custody. he runs in and basically jumps on the bonnet to slide across it. And obviously he's done such a good job waxing it on the concrete floor. Good wax job, Rook. Which I liked. So they get to this crime scene in a Winnebago. It's a dead chick with this Johnny Chimpo tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Not a real thing. Johnny Chimpo, of course, made up for this particular thing. Afghanistan-mation.
Afghanistan-mation. You can get a Johnny Chimpo t-shirt at a Redbubble for $17.24.
Can you really?
Yeah,
Well,
but yeah, I love that Afghanistan-mation.
Afghanistan-mation. I couldn't say it. And there's a reference to the Taliban a little bit later on, which I kind of liked. Which I was kind of into. The town cops are there already. There's a pig in there as well, and they kind of shut the door. Mac turns up. Y'all have got a pig problem. There's this fight. The Winnebago's rocking. And then a huge fight between the troopers and the town cops as he kind of jumps out. And then they're arguing over who has jurisdiction. And then later on, they're basically trading. I'll give you one of mine for the fat, stupid one. And Ursula, who's the female cop, the smartest of them all, she's like, you're really going to have to narrow it down. They're all pretty fat and stupid.
She's super underrated, this last, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh, she's the best thing. And I couldn't figure if this was the next day or later on in the day. The paper must come out really fucking quick in this town. Because O'Hanlon's got this paper, made the front page. Later at the Pee-wee games, a Pee-wee baseball game that's being coached by Ramathorn. And I was like, these kids, and I know it's Pee-wee, but these kids are so little. Like, they shouldn't be. And
they were still using the hand signals?
Yeah, they're kind of like the Mr. Burns does the hand signals.
Yeah. I was looking that up. It was an umpire called Cy Wrigley. He began using hand signals in the minors in 1905. For his outfielders. He is often known as Kelm, and it's credited with starting the signs. So this guy started doing it. Just so he could get word to his outfielders.
Okay. Little League, specifically Little League, the company or the business or whatever, the franchise, founded in 1939 in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Is that where the vampires come from?
It is. It's where Dracula lives. Everyone knows that. To date, there are over 180,000 teams in the States, basically upsetting little fucking children.
Win, boy, win!
Foster is talking to Ursula, the female cop. He must have got hit off one of them. I can't remember who it was, but he gets hit off one of them, possibly her, and she offers him a free shot back. Because she was the only one not to be punched in the previous scene. She closes her eyes, and he's not really going to do it. Just as this fly ball comes in and hits her in the face.
That's so brilliant. But she clobbers him with an ice cream, didn't she?
She clobbers him with a snow cone.
Apparently it was solid, though. They had to shoot it a few times.
Oh, so right.
We might get a soft version later on, but it was solid, so we got hit about 3 or 4 times in the head. Took it like a man, though.
Yeah. Snow cones are shaved ice topped with syrup. You can still buy, John, a Mr. Frosty machine. Do you remember them?
What? I had one.
Yeah. Don't look quite the same. $22 from Argos.
So we had them, and then soon when you run out of the juices, you just started pouring in concentrated orange juice.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what you did. This other cop that's doing the hand signals that you mentioned, they send over this huge candy floss cotton candy thing over to him, which, by the way, was rock hard. Like it was.
I know.
Yeah. Candy floss is created by heating sugar and spin it in a centrifuge and then wrapping it round a stick. It is a proper health food, same as beer, fried chicken. It's called fairy floss in Australia. Now, fact of the episode. William Morrison invented it. The cunt was a dentist.
What?
What a racket.
No, my God.
What a fucking racket.
That's like a gynecologist creating vibrators.
What a bastard. What a bastard.
You cashed in on that, man.
He did, yeah. So the next day, at the town cop's office, Foster's come to chat up Ursula. She doesn't date cops. Well, I'm not much of a cop, really. Mac radios father and reports the town cops, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, it's a
He gives them the registration number, didn't he?
yeah." He says, "Oh, Vermont plates. It's a
Oh, was that a scene where he had the wrist tightener?
oh yeah. What was that about?
I've seen him before. I can get you one if you want one. It's a power grip wrist forearm hand grip arm trainer.
Right.
Adjustable forearm. I can pick you one up for £8.81.
All right, nice one. No, you're all right. I'll just stick to the wanking.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That's well adjustable.
Yeah, he says it's a Plymouth Voyager, and he's kind of like, yeah, actually that's a town cop car. He's like, oh yeah, great, fantastic. Washington State Patrol used the Plymouth in 1932. It's the first mention I can find on the internet of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a defunct brand. They've not produced a car in 20 years.
Wow, because that's all I remembers. Plymouths everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime you see any major crashes or any chases, like with Smokey and the Bandit stuff like that, it was always Plymouth, wasn't it?
Always a Plymouth. Yeah, I guess it was always that brand that they used to make them. Yeah. So they pull over this truck, skipping the weigh-in, and agree to do this repeat thing. So one of them just, because I think Mac's saying, "Yo, we'll do the repeat thing," and Foster saying, "No, look, we've got to do it right. We've got to do it right."
Yeah.
And he says, "You." To the driver, this big, massive, stone cold Steve Austin on stilts, cunt, didn't he?
That's exactly what it looked like.
He lets him take a look in the back of the truck. But they said, "Oh yeah, we're pulling you over because you missed the weigh bridge." Private weighing bridges in the UK between £5 and £10. Weighing your truck is to make sure that you're not over the weight limits for damage to roads, bridges, and the transportation of goods.
Right. Okay. I see that the weight inspection is typically done by the Department of Transport or State Highway Patrols, so it's only two that do it.
Okay, good to know. This truck, the truck driver guy, Mr. Galifianakis, because he can't repeat it, can
he? That's right. Yeah. I thought it was going to go to Galifianakis.
Yeah. He takes a look in the back of the truck and he shuts them in for 2 hours until Ramathorn opens up and he says, "And that's the second time I got crabs." When Ramathorn opens up, he says, "It smells like sex in here." Which is funny. They open up this box of soap and it was just massive bricks of weed, wasn't it?
Aye, God, aye, they're massive.
Back at the office, they see the weed's got the John Chimpo sticker on, same as the dead woman's tattoo. The mayor comes to the station and explains the governor's coming and they need all the cops they can get, and that he's going to recommend that the governor, looks after them and does the budget thing. Yeah. He says, "Oh, can I get in for a picture?" Because they had taken photographs. And father throws him this shotgun. He's going, "Feels good."
Made me proper laugh, that one.
I liked that as well.
Because like, just can somebody get me a shotgun? Yeah, get me a shotgun. Oh man.
I guess you do whatever you can to stay open, right?
Yeah, true that.
Except for actually fucking pull people over.
That's what you think they do over here, isn't it?
What?
Come get on the run-up taper and need to get as many tickets as they can.
Yeah. It's like it's like doing as many roadworks as you can if you're the fucking highways agency. At the keep all the money until March, and then otherwise you won't get the same money. It's bullshit.
Really?
Stupid. Yeah. It's not how the world works. What actually happens is the highways don't get any money because the fucking Tories, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Rabbit pulls over this couple of Germans, right?
Oh God!
This fucking
thing got out of control.
And it's this music, isn't it? Bum bum baby, bum 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 baby. It's fantastic. In this Porsche 911.
Yep.
Sexy. Named the 901 in 1963 and renamed the 911 in 2001. No, it's not really. And we've already done 9/11 jokes. Fucking hell. Apparently, Peugeot claimed to have a copyright on having a 0 in the name of the car, so they changed it to the 911.
Well, okay.
I mean, are you buying that? I mean,
I ain't buying that.
yeah. So these Germans try and convince Rabbit to let them off. Rabbit's copping off with the woman. She is a bit bang-tidy, like. And then Thorne explains that the car's stolen. He's like, oh, you've got to give me this one. He's like, no, you can't. They get out of the car. And the guy's touching Thorny's crotch with his feather. Anyway, they've got Thorny's kid in the car with them in the back of the car. And he's kind of like, right, you're just going to have to ride up the front. Just sit yourself on your Uncle Rabbit's lap. He's like, no, it's not a good idea. He's obviously got a fucking stunner. And
that was funny as hell.
I did laugh a lot about that one.
Brilliant.
So they arrest them, put them in the back of the car. Coxey's talking to Van Bergen's character, explains Johnny Chimpo and they need to work together. Van Bergen's, he's having none of it. He's like, oh, we're going to arrest Johnny Giraffe and all this kind of thing.
He's been a bit of a dick about it, hasn't he?
Later on, Rabbit's joyriding the Porsche. This fucking wig, by the way. It looks like Randall Parker. Like, what is going on? What is going on? It's fucking brilliant. Mac's masturbating to this billboard of a woman blowing on some dice for a casino.
and then putting the speedometer on his hand.
He's on his dick to see how quickly he's doing it. Right. It's not a real casino. It's casino, by the way. Casino La Fantastique. But, right, Googling Casino La Fantastique, right, earlier on when I was on the train home, this lady on the billboard is a woman called Susan Blanchard Ryan, who had posted about it being her proudest moment on Twitter in 2012. So I tweeted her earlier on today and she's not replied. Rude. Rude. Update to follow. But the struggle was real, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Pre-internet porn, the struggle was real.
Yep. Channel 4 all the way.
I wonder what they had that was Channel 4 over there. Red Shoe Diaries. Americans,
yeah.
help us out. What did you have in the late 90s, early 2000s? While you were trying to download faster pornography, like comic book guy, and he's flying around in this 911. Looks really, absolutely going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Mac clocks him doing 113 miles per hour, but who else gets him?
Oh, father.
Fucking father, who's filling up with the petrol, and this couldn't have come at a worse time for me. He's filling up with petrol, and if you get to, I think it was something like $60 or whatever, $30 or whatever, you get a free hot dog, right? And he's filling up, and it gets to like, I don't know, 80 cents short, and he just goes and pours it in this bucket to get his free hot dog. I'm like, man, right now is not the time for that. It's not the time for me to be okay with that. Father pulls him over and arrests him even though he's off duty. By the way, the fastest that a car has been clocked on the Autobahn.
Yes, it is.
John. It's on the Autobahn. It was 432 kilometers per hour.
Bloody hell.
Which is 218 miles an hour, which is me on the M6.
Trying to get to work.
Absolutely, yeah. I love Germany. I think Germany's a fucking brilliant country. There's some great people. They're a lot funnier than we were always told, John. The Germans. They love British comedy as well.
They're very dry, aren't they?
They love it. They love it. They love us. Well, they maybe don't love us now, but, I don't love us now, so fuck us. That's what I say.
Where are your papers?
Later on, Ramathorn and his partner, who is not in this film at all. Just fucking 2 lines. Talking about him leaving because he's going to have to get a new job. The couple from the car are naked jumping on the bed. And he's like, who wants a mustache ride? And they're both like, me. I want a mustache ride. Yeah.
She's still tidy, though.
Oh, she's bang tidy. Yeah, absolutely. At the station, Foster and Ursula are copping off in the dead woman's Winnebago, where they break the bed and they find the bricks of weeds underneath. At the station, Hanran's giving Rabbit radio duty for what he's done, and Father is on patrol with Ramathorn. And you know it's only going to end badly.
Yeah.
Later on, copping off in the car, you've got Foster and Ursula. They jump in the back and get themselves locked in, because that's how these cop cars work. Yeah, fantastic. Mac and Foster are like, we're going to take the Gallifrenusis Mack truck, and we're going to go undercover and find out what's going on. And they've got all the outfit and everything. Mac tries to start driving it and can't. Then Foster decides to drive it, and they've got changed again. Like they've changed the gear again for it. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Dressed for the occasion.
And neither of them can do it because, would you believe it? It's a fucking stick.
Aye, they try to stick. Did you look up Mack trucks?
I did, mate, but you start and I'll fill in any gaps.
Mine's is just the usual. Mack Trucks Inc. Is an American truck manufacturer company and a former manufacturer of buses and trolleys. It was founded in 1900 by the Mack Brothers Company. It manufactured the first truck in 1907 and adopted its present name in 1922.
Super. Its nickname and mascot is the Bulldog, John. It got it in the First World War when Britain purchased the Mack AC to supply troops, and which was nicknamed the Bulldog Mack.
Boom.
I'm the daddy of the Mack Daddy, sang Einika Mosey. And here comes the hot stepper. Not related in any way, but it's just something that I've been singing all afternoon on the train to myself, humming along, with only fucking headphones in, listening to other people's music and inane fucking chat. But neither of them can do it because they're driving stick. They can't, because Americans can't drive stick.
Yeah, can they?
Father wants to call the car Ramrod. Ramathorn and Rodney. It's a portmanteau, isn't it? Portmanteau, that's a good word for this podcast.
It really is.
How tired I am.
It's a bit highbrow, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salad and scrambled eggs. Oh, quite right, John boy. It's very highbrow, actually.
Very highbrow, mate. Highbrow indeed.
Father is absolutely off his tits because he's like, oh, I hear that they do this thing where they call people a cat. Well, no, they don't. They say meow. Well, what? Why would they do that? That's stupid. I could get out and I could call this guy a chicken fucker. And he jumps out the car and like Ramthor's, no, don't. License and registration, chicken fucker. Jeez.
I'm sure somebody that was one of the crew's parents. It could have actually been his parents.
All right, okay. Yeah. That's half a fact. I'll give you that. They're in for their dinner in this burger joint. Father orders a burger. The guy's like that. Can I have a double cheeseburger? It's for a cop. He's like, does that mean you're going to spit in it? No, we're just going to make it extra good. Hold the spit. Which I absolutely loved. He says, give me a litre of cola. And the guy's like, do we sell litre cola? And I'm kind of like, okay. Right. So a litre is a French measurement. 1.75 pints. Right? Mm-hmm. And for Americans, that's 0.21 gallons. Everything's a gallon over there, isn't it? Gallons and cups and stuff.
Yeah, they've got weird.
Give us a gallon of ale. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Give us a gallon of ale.
You'd drink it, all right, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd be all right, son. I'd be all right. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about your Uncle Planty. You'll be all right. He gets annoyed with this guy. Oh, he's got one of these things where he's taking off the sticker, isn't he? To reveal whether he's won. The guy's punched a fucking hole.
The Monopoly thing in McDonald's.
Just like the Monopoly thing. You ever won anything on the Monopoly thing that's not £2 off at CEX or an apple pie?
No, I've had a load of apple pies. I think I won a couple of burgers once.
Mate, you've had a load of apple pies. You and me both, son. I'll tell you. He basically jumps over the fucking counter. This guy, doesn't he?
So he does.
In the town office, the cops are spraying father naked and throwing powdered sugar on him. It's like, we're delousing you. He says, it's powdered sugar. Yeah, the lice hate it. It's delicious. And all I could think, and I hate myself for it, was it's like that Stephen McQueen film, Shame. You know, where your man Fassbender's playing Bobby Sands?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It gave me flashbacks to that. Now, that's another fucking great film you never need to watch again.
Yeah.
I sobbed my fucking heart out of that.
Yeah,
oh. He's good, isn't he, Fassbender?
Fassbender's just a...
Why is he not making good films anymore? Why is he making just any old shit he can? The Snowman and the fucking X-Men things.
Maybe that's it. Maybe once you sell out to Marvel, that's it. Your soul's done.
I control the metal, Charles! Something, I don't know. The chief approaches father to get him to join them. Make a deal. Help us out. Tell us what's going on. Now, it was at this point I wrote, father might be a cunt, but at least he's not going to sell his boys down the river. That's a plus. Because I'd forgotten what happens. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I've forgotten what happened. Back at the station, the boys watching Johnny Chimpo and getting high.
Yeah.
And the German guy who strangely speaks Afghani. Which I assume would be Afghani or some sort of other European, Eastern European language. You know, they're better than us. They speak a lot more language than we do. Father's been given cleaning duty because there's nothing else he can do. Anyway, he comes in and busts the guys for doing what they're doing. It's like, oh no, we're just, it's just shenanigans, but boss, we're just doing shenanigans. It's cool shenanigans. It's great shenanigans. So the next guy that says shenanigans is getting pistol whipped. Hey, father, what's the name of that Irish bar that you like that's got all the shit on the walls? Oh, what shenanigans? And it's the look where they all go, oh. He's furious.
Loved it.
Some really good acting.
And he kept saying shenanigans even after it. Like,
yeah. And he's going, do you mean shenanigans? What's this about shenanigans? Fucking hell. Oh. Ursula and Foster meet for dinner. She turns up dressed like fucking Bonnie Tyler.
Aye, a biker.
And he's dressed up like he's doing the fucking Tour de fucking Yorkshire.
No,
He's old biker. Okay. If he hands over the drugs while the governor's there, it'll look good. Yeah. She agrees to help. At the shooting range, Mac turns up wearing this Kevlar codpiece. And he says, oh, how's your shooting been, Thorny? He says, oh yeah, I've not missed once. He's like, and all the shots are in the chest bit, aren't they? Yeah. What about this one? There's one that's like the neck. He's like, don't you worry about that little one. Which I quite liked. Shoots him. How you feeling? Ding. Good enough to fuck your mother. O'Hanlon turns up. He says, oh, you wanted to see me? And he says, oh yeah, look, there's a plan. And he grabs a gun. He's like, ah. He says, oh, the old Kevlar codpiece. I invented this one. Anyway, he fires the gun at the car and shoots the fucking window through the car. He's like, ah, it was always blanks when I did it, you sick fuck.
That was brilliant.
And again, Brian Cox's delivery is gorgeous. It's so good. Yeah. So there's a plan, and we don't really, we kind of know half of it. At the governor's due, Mac and O'Hagan are there with the mayor. Thorne and Foster make calls to get the cops out of the station.
Yeah.
So this case of a man fucking a bear.
I can see it in my head already.
Yes, I've just done exactly the same. The more I think about it, the more fucking stupid it is. This rabbit with a Halloween costume dressed as a fucking lumberjack. I cut down trees, I wear high heels, suspenders, and a bra. Yeah. Thorne and Foster have stolen the Winnebago, and cue this split screen montage of them driving, which is it's like Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it actually works.
But Father turns up after they've sent him. They've sent him elsewhere. Where did they send him to?
So this is what I say is, thought you said Boarama.
Yeah,
So that's a Simpsons reference. That's the name of the bone. That's the name of the bone.
Barney's Bowl-O-Rama.
Yep.
That's right. You've been shining your head in the Shino Bolo, Homer? No. Father turns up, he's like, free bar, bitches! And he's getting absolutely... He asks for a Schlitz, doesn't he? Which, we talked about Schlitz malt liquor before, so I couldn't use that one, sadly. Meanwhile, he's vomiting from the free bar, like he's fucking hurling so much.
Yep.
So they get the bags in.
Yep.
And as they open them up, they're full of recycling, aren't they? Just do the recycling for us.
Yeah.
So they're onto them, and the cops are getting credit for the bust, the town cops.
By none other than Wonder Woman.
It was Lynda Carter. Yeah. Sans Magic Lasso. She needed more Magic Lasso in this. She looked great.
Oh, she looks fantastic. Yeah.
Back at the station, they've been canned. So they're drinking. I absolutely love Brian Cox in this triple denim outfit, by the way.
Well,
because you know he would never be seen in it.
Yeah, and the only person I know, as soon as I seen it, I don't know why I thought of Miley Cyrus. She's triple denim all the time.
She likes the best of all three worlds, John. That's what that is.
Yes.
Jesus, did I just make a Hannah Montana? How do I even know what that is? Do you know how I know what that is? The film Bolt, where John Travolta's the dog. Have you seen that? Right. Miley Cyrus is the girl. I think the hamster's singing the best of both worlds at one point.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely hammered, of course. Father is getting changed to this town cop outfit, and it looks like he sold them out. Coxie's like, we should have taken him out back and shot him a long time ago. They strip Father and cuff him to the fucking toilet. They pull over this guy, and O'Hagan pisses on the side of his car. And then he's screaming on O'Grady's lawn. He doesn't appear to be here. They drive to meet Ursula at the Okeechobee Road. Could not find the fucking Okeechobee Road, no matter how much I looked, John.
No. Yep.
Where they chase this Galifianakis's truck. I can't do it either. And then Father stops them. Thorny convinces him to help Team Ramrod. And I was like, okay, he's back on their side. That's great. Mm-hmm. They spot Grady helping Galifianakis with the drugs. They're running protection. Ursula shows up explaining she knew about it, but she had to use them to help them kind of do it. They haven't got any guns, but they do have flares attached to the car, and this blow-up doll of Father's that's got Ursula written across the tits, which is really fucking awkward.
Oh, soon as they started coming across the field, it looked like Ecto 1.
It did. I did think Ecto 1 myself. John, should you want a Z-Tac blow-up, men and or women, party supply, brackets women, you can get it on that internet website that we told you not to do. £12.36. If you want the man one, $11.99.
Oh, man, the prices went up, but that's inflation for you.
There's the clip. They jump out the car, they batter the cops and Galifianakis.
Yeah, it's a big battle, isn't it? Everybody's battling somebody. And
they do it, and they win the day. Days later, they're on O'Hagan's porch. They've got a letter from the governor. It's a really nice letter, but they're still closing down the station.
Yep.
3 months later, Ramathorn and Rabbit are delivering this St. Anki, nice, beer keg to this party. It's the guys from the opening scene. They recognise them and explain that the station was closed, and they just treat them like fucking shit. Keep getting them to move the keg into the red room and over here.
Budweiser was on the keg, though?
Huh?
Budweiser was on the keg.
Oh, right. I saw this St. Anki thing. I didn't spot the Budweiser. Budweiser. They haven't got any ID, but one of them says, Abraham Lincoln says, I'm 21, and he never told a lie. And Ramathorn's like, it was George Washington never told a lie.
That was
So
good.
he gives him another. Another thing. I didn't know it was George Washington said. I never told a lie. They rip off the scrubs and their Spurbury cops underneath them. It's a bust. And it ends with a montage of them misbehaving at the party and footage of father getting battered by school kids on his bus.
That's right. That's how he got suspended, wasn't it?
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's the film. And it was so much fun. So much fun.
Loved it.
Anything else for the list?
So Spurbury is a fictional town. At one point, it says, did you find anything out? It says, yeah, the cruiser weighs 1,600 kilograms.
Yeah.
But the average weight of a car is 1,300. So I don't know what the hell they're carrying in that bloody car.
That big metal fucking grate at the back. Might be that, yeah.
True that. And there is a 7 cents at one point. Forster says something about 6 or even 7 cents.
Yeah.
It turns out there is apparently a spiritual 7 cents. The sense is called proprioception. Proprioception includes the sense of movement and position of your limbs and muscles. For example, proprioception enables a person to touch the tip of their nose without opening their eyes.
Did it?
There you go. So that's it. That's proprioception. There's a sixth one, and apparently that's to do with balance, meaning that you don't fall over when you're going up and down stairs or whatever.
Okay. So. Well, I do fall over when I'm going up the stairs, but I do also see dead people.
And that's me. That's me out.
Fantastic. I also had Spurbury as a fictional town made up. Brian Cox mentions at some point, when I'm at the lodge playing Hearts. Hearts is a card game to 3 to 6 people. If you draw a heart, you get a penalty point. There's a lot more rules to that, but it sounded really fucking boring. They're talking about being behind certain places. Flagstone and Deer Lick, right? Mm-hmm. Not real places. However, a ton of Montana flagstone from earthstonerock.com is $379, should you want it. Deer Lick is a piece of naturally salty ground where animals graze to ensure that they get their minerals.
Right, okay.
Trigger warning. Harvey Weinstein was offered to buy the script and then didn't know if it was funny or not. He did know plenty about abusing his power, though, obviously. Prick.
I suppose there was only one woman in that, wasn't there? So it wasn't good enough for him.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, there's a couple more. Your man father says, why don't we just take loads of Viagra and arrest people with boners? Viagra, invented in 1989 by, you're not going to believe this, Peter Dunn and Albert Wood.
No way.
Yes, really. It's a brand name of the drug, sildenafil. Newman, the blue pill people, £10 for 8, apparently. Not that I would know or need it, obviously. But if you do, that's okay. Hims, hit us up for an advert. We'll advertise that. We'll pop a few Viagra and record a podcast with raging boners. Although I get to look at John through the whole podcast, so I've usually got a massive raging boner anyway. Somebody called somebody Cagney and Lacey. 2 female police detectives. Ladies, police in the 80s. That's crazy, John.
I know.
Unbelievable. Ran for 125 episodes, and at no point was there ever a glove put on a bottle. And it had that amazing Bill Conti saxophone theme. It's playing in your head, aren't you? Brilliant, yeah. Absolutely love that theme tune. Going to give that a listen before I go to bed tonight. Finally, somebody mentioned something, and I've not got it in my notes. It was a bastardization of the Louisville Slugger, but it wasn't Louis. It was, and listeners, pick me up on it because I'm sure it's a good gag. But I wrote down Louisville Slugger, although that's not what's said. But I know for a fact the Louisville Slugger is a baseball bat brand. If you want an MIB Prime bat, that's the one that you press the button and it flashes and people forget what you've just done when you've had a bad shot, like Men in Black. $160 dues. If you want an aluminium one, no American listeners, not aluminum, aluminium. It's $399. They are made by Hillerek and Bradsbury and have been since 1855. And that, John, I'm going to say that's the hardest thing to say, but Viagra was probably the hardest thing to say. How many, as I tot them up, do you think we've done?
100 exactly.
Down.
90?
88.
Ah.
88.
Okay.
But we had a lot of fun.
Oh, I loved it.
We had some fun,
really
didn't
enjoyed
we?
watching that again.
Did we have some fun? Wasn't it fun?
I had to watch it 3 times because I watched the first time, enjoyed it. Watched the second time, forgot to write notes, and then third time I took my notes.
Our first Brian Cox film. They've done a few others. I've never watched the second one. I have no real intention to watch it. Apparently it's very bad. I liked Beer Fest. Have you seen Beer Fest?
I think so.
That's a good one. That's a Broken Lizard film. That's a Broken Lizard. Yeah, these guys are good. These guys have gone on to do kind of a lot of other stuff, but the comedy troupe stuff is good.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Yeah. Oh, John, where will the lovely people at home find you on your podcast adventures?
Well, we're doing more episodes with the lovely Wilsons and the Wilsons on Divided by a Common Language.
Excellent. Easy for you to say because I can't. Brilliant. Yeah, you'll get Kirsty there as well, who is kind of the trifecta of the podcast, isn't she?
Yeah.
We are again. I'm everywhere. Doing some other bits and pieces. We're gonna be kind of trialing something new coming up soon for when John and I haven't really got time to get together as we usually do every week. So there's going to be some other bits and pieces that we kind of dip in and out. So there'll be something new for you coming up very, very shortly in the next month or so. I'm in the usual places. I can cut connections. I'm going to be on What I Heard Was. Going to be on The Thing About That very soon. In fact, probably this week, The Thing About That. Very, very dirty, very filthy episode.
You're everywhere, man. You're like the coronavirus.
I'm like fucking crabs, mate. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Hit us up. But do you know what? Hit us up online. Make contact with us on the internet. But please tell a friend, tell a pal about what we're doing. Because all we want to do is make people laugh. So if there's an opportunity to make somebody laugh, then that's what we'll do, right? If it's not an opportunity, then tell somebody, and that gives us more of an opportunity, more of a fucking range for us to get somewhere. It's all about the range, darling. Okay. John, say see ya.
See you later, guys.
He's been John. I've been Plenty. And we have been 88 things we've learned from Super Troopers. Bow, baby, see ya.
Does it go, yeah? See ya.